So that was the biggest step, like just believing in myself and just letting out all these talks and negative talks out of me and be like, you know what, people will talk regardless. Let me just do whatever I want. Let me just do what makes me happy.
Welcome to the Crossing It Off podcast, where each episode we share the stories of individuals that are living out their bucket/life goal lists. I am your host, Roger Williams, and through hearing our guests' adventures, my goal is that you will find encouragement and empowerment to add and cross items off of your list. Welcome everybody to the show. Excited that you're here with us again for another episode of the Crossing It Off podcast. And lots of people have something they want to share with the world. And in today's communication age, there's lots of different ways to do it. Our next guest, Urmi Hossain, has chosen a specific one, and she's going to talk to us about it. Urmi, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. What did you cross off your bucket list?
How to start a YouTube channel.
Okay. You started a YouTube channel. There's probably lots of different things that go into that. Let's deal with so what was your reason for starting a channel? Well, why did you want to use YouTube? Why that over something else?
So there are a couple of reasons, and I can tell you that never in my life I had this plan of creating a YouTube channel. It was literally something that came up last year towards the end of the year. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. And basically it started with a friend who basically invited me to her YouTube channel. Okay. And it was my first time being in front of a camera, being aware that I'm on a YouTube channel, that people would see me. It made me really conscious about it. And after recording one video with her, I was like, I love this. I actually I love being on YouTube. I love when people interview me. And after that, I went to another YouTube channel. I was invited by another friend. I did 2 videos with him. And then I messaged him one day and I said, you know, I'm contemplating if I should have my own YouTube channel instead of harassing other people to invite me to their YouTube channel so that, I can create my own video and just post them. So after a couple of months of hesitation, then this year started. I was like, it's 2022. I'm just going to go for it. So I started my first YouTube channel. And I remember it was hectic because I was like, I don't know how to do it. And my friend was like, yeah, no one knows how to do it. Just go for it. Just start one, just create one video, see how it goes. It's a trial and error. And then you will learn what to fix and what not to fix.
A lot of times with internet tools like this, for communication, you hear a lot. I'm the same as you. It's all DIY, right? I'm doing this on the fly. I didn't know how to edit, anything before I started this. I didn't, how to get guests, all those kind of things. And it sounds like you're doing the same kind of thing where you're learning on the fly as you go. So what were some of those things that you had to decide or figure out how to do that you didn't already know? And where did you find that information?
So I actually found everything on YouTube because I literally Google stuff on how do you create your first YouTube channel? I had to figure out a lot of things. And I was like, I'm just going to keep it to the basic for now. I don't have a professional camera. I don't have a microphone. I don't have any of those tools like the ring light or things like that. I just want to see how this goes. And then as time passes by, I will just improve with the equipment and so forth. So I watched a couple of videos. I watched a lot of them actually. I spent so much time watching videos, and some of the key points were make sure you have a good quality video, meaning that make sure you say something that's informative that will teach other people. The other thing was that, make sure there are no background noise when you're recording the video, at least it has to be good quality, and to make sure that you have a good thumbnail. That was very important because that's what people will do. It's they will see your thumbnail, they will see a catchy title, and then they will click on it. Otherwise, you miss the chance of people clicking on it. And then I had another friend who told me that you have to optimize your SEO, and she told me to download this particular application that says what are the keywords that you should put as your tags, and that's how will people find you. So I started to do that. And I increase my SEO like optimization to like 185. So when people like are looking stuff, I show up as the first person.
Right.
So that was really my main goal, like just making sure that I'm like popping out and people can actually find my video. And to tell you the truth, my first video has like 7,000 views and I didn't do any editing or anything.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that's amazing. What's it like? You make a video, you sit down, you record it, and then what are the next steps that you have to go through?
so the first thing is when I was recording it, I was like recording on my Apple, and I was using the app that we have like inside Apple. It's called
Hmm.
like the video quick time player or something like
Right.
that. Or there is another one that you can where you can record. And I remember I was struggling. Like the first time I was recording this and I was like, I don't like myself. I'm gonna re-record it. And after that, I told myself, you know what? I'm just gonna not do anything. I'm just gonna make sure to be like my authentic self. No editing. I want people to see the real over fake. So I remember like recording my first video and I just made sure that, I sound okay and I would just upload it with no editing because I was like, I don't have time to edit. I have to
Hmm.
learn how to edit. I need to get the tools to edit it. But for now, let me just like make sure that I'm saying something that it's like informative and people can actually learn from it. And that was my main goal. So I did that, and like so far I'm getting positive views. Like I'm getting views, and I'm also getting positive comments because even though it's not perfect, even though I don't, it's like not fancy, but people like what I'm saying. And so far I have like a total of like 8,000 or 10,000 views, like with all my videos combined. And I also told myself I'm not gonna make it more overwhelming than it is. Like I'm just gonna create one video every 2 weeks instead of having a video like every week, which can be like a little bit too much. I just
Oh
really
yeah.
want to see how this works. So that's what I've been doing.
And so you have the file, you've created the video, then what do you do? Does it magically get to YouTube or how's that?
Yeah. So I record the video, I save it, and I upload it directly on YouTube. And then on YouTube, you have to basically like you have to put the title. So I make sure to put a title that is catchy, that people are actually looking up for that specific thing.
Hmm.
I add the hashtags. I think you can only add like up to 3 hashtags. In the description, I add things like I give like a little summary where I say, okay, this is what the video is about, and then I put all my contact details, like where people can find me. And then there is a section I like at the bottom that says tags, and you have to add all the tags, all the keywords so that people can find you. And that's what will optimize the SEO. And after that, all you have to do, you have to choose the time and you have to choose the date of when you want to post it. And then it will automatically post it the day you decide you want the video to be released. And that's literally it. Oh, yeah. And then you have to add the thumbnail. So for the thumbnail, you need Canvas.
Okay.
So you need Canvas, which is like an app that it's supposed to like where you can create stuff like video, thumbnail, stuff for a blog. So there you have to have like a nice picture related to the actual topic you're discussing, and then you have to upload the thumbnail with the video.
Okay. And then it just goes out there and you just hope that people watch it, or what else are you doing to promote your channel besides coming on this show and probably some others?
Yeah, so I just hope that people watch it. And what I've done initially, I asked all my friends, all those that I could, I told them just go and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I also told them to comment it and to comment the video and to like it, because if you don't comment and if you don't like, then you are not like, people are not finding you, like the algorithm is not working. And
Right.
so it's not helping your channel. So you always have to make sure that, especially when you are like doing the video, one of the things that they suggest is that at the beginning as well as the end, you always want to remind the audience to subscribe, to like and comment, because it will support the channel. So the more comments you get, the more likes you get, the more times you will appear in the search. So that's one thing that I always do. And I initially told all my friends to like it and to also subscribe to my channel. And And then another thing is when I felt that, let's say, people were not watching my stuff, I would like just change the thumbnail. I would go and like
Hmm.
modify it based on like, okay, probably this is not catchy. Will I watch it? If I was following this person, then I would think from like perspective of someone who's like watching stuff. And so I would change it. And when I would change it, I could see like there is basically a click rate percentage that they show on YouTube in the
Right.
analytics. So I would watch that and see like if people are actually clicking or not. So I would base my like the decision to change the thumbnail would be based on that. So if I felt like, okay, people are not watching it, then I have to go and change the thumbnail, or I have to change the title, or I have to use different keywords so that people can find me. So that's something that I've been like doing. And a friend of mine also told me like, yeah, you try to do that and then you will see how people are responding. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
What is the status of your bucket list? Are you still wrapping your head around the purpose of having one? Are you struggling to write your list and don't know what to put on it? Or are you looking at your list wondering which item to cross off first? No matter where you are in your bucket list journey, I'm here to assist you in becoming the head crosser-offer of your list. To learn how to work with me as your bucket list coach, visit crossingitoffpodcast.com/coaching to find out all about the personalized and affordable coaching I offer to help you live out your list. Now back to the show. Yeah, it always surprises me, people's lack of understanding of the algorithm just doesn't work for you as a creator, right? I mean, it does. It helps you as a creator, but it also helps the person on the other end, right? Just because when you like things and you comment on things, whether it's a podcast or a YouTube channel or Instagram, whatever it is, that's telling you the algorithm what you want to see. And because you don't see everything, I think there's this perception that even if you subscribe to somebody, you're going to see their stuff all the time. That's why you hit the notification button on YouTube. And it's just like it helps you see more of what you want when you like and when you engage with content.
Yeah, and I think also what's very important about YouTube is the engagement that you get from the audience, because initially, because I feel like with YouTube, it's a trial and error, first of all, because you do not know what the audience wants. And so I remember when I initially started, I was just talking about finance and I was getting a lot of views. The moment I switched the topic, I was getting less views. So it was just
Right.
making me understand that these people, they don't want to learn about other stuff. They want to learn about finance. So you know how to also like niche your target when you see
Right.
the feedback from the audience, because all my views, like most of my views are from finance videos where I give like tips and strategies on how to study for like a specific designation in finance. But when I talk about other stuff like public speaking and things like that, I feel like people are watching it a little bit less.
Yeah, and I think you're probably approaching it from a good direction of saying, okay, I'm just gonna do it, right? Because you got to get over that fear of just being on camera or people hearing your voice, and you can work through, I think, a little bit finding that niche as you go. I think that's a good strategy for someone just starting.
Yeah, and I think also like there is another guy that I follow that also does the same thing as me. And I also noticed the same trend in him, that when he speaks about finance, he gets so many views. But the moment he switches the topic, his views are so much less. So it also, when you follow other people that are doing the same thing as you and you see how the videos are like working and how people are engaging, you also try to understand also, okay, probably I should not be doing this because I can see that I get less engagement.
Yeah. So for you personally, what was the hardest thing to you say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this channel. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to try to help some people. What was the hardest thing for you to do in that process?
It was mainly the first step, literally, which was to actually get on YouTube. That was the most difficult step for me, because the other stuff you learn them. It's not a problem. The technical skills you learn them, but what's most important, it's more how you feel inside. Like, okay, am I ready to do this? And I was very, very much concerned that people would see my face, people will know me. And I was always very much concerned of what would people think about me. that was my main concern, which is why I would say even for many years, I was not nowhere in like social media platform. I was nowhere in LinkedIn. I did not like, I had my Instagram account. It was private. I closed my Facebook, which is still closed. But like, I was not on YouTube. I didn't feel like being interviewed from people and being on YouTube channel, because it was always a constant reminder that people would talk about me.
Yeah.
And so that was the biggest step, like just believing in myself and just letting out all these talks and negative talks out of me and be like, you know what, people will talk regardless. Let me just do whatever I want. Let me just do what makes me happy. And I feel like it's a skill that I can also learn, because I think with YouTube, not only you're learning all these technical skills, but you're working also a little bit on your marketing skills. You're working on a public speaking skills, because you are actually in quotes presenting to someone,
Right.
so you're working on many things that you're not aware of. And I was like, I just want to enrich myself, and I want to share things to people, and that's what I'm going to do. So I did that, and I was very happy about it.
Yeah, I think being authentic, and coming across authentic is super important. And your videos, I definitely think they do that. What was something that you were pleasantly surprised about, like that you were like, oh, this is good. This is a good thing. I didn't know this was going to happen. What was something that came out of it that was good?
So what I was surprised about is when I was checking my statistics, like not my statistics, my analytics, I
Mhm.
noticed that the people that are subscribed to my channel are from India. They're all from India. Like I would say 80% of it's from India. So that was very surprising. Like it was pleasantly surprising, because I did not, first of all, expect that I would have that many people coming from India. But then when I think about it, I think they probably resonate with me, because I also have a South Asian background. So I think this is why probably people relate to me. They probably see me as an example. They probably see me as a role model. So I guess that was something good, because a lot of them, they message me on Instagram, they message me on YouTube as well, like on the comments, they ask me to create more stuff. And some of them are very happy about it. They're like, this is very inspirational. And I think they probably resonate with me, which is good, because I do want people to resonate with me and feel like, they can relate to me.
That's a really awesome thing. If somebody was going to do this for the very first time, and they didn't, hadn't were in the same position you were, as far as never having done anything like this before, what would be the one thing from your own personal, technology and stuff aside, but like from your personal side, what was like the one thing you would say, you got to do this?
I would just literally say, just do it. That's it. There is nothing else that you have to do. Do not second guess. Do not keep procrastinating about it. Just do it. If this is something that you have in your mind, it's probably because you want to do it. So
Mhm.
that's how simple it is. It could be time consuming, it could be hectic, it could be overwhelming, but I think if you do love something, if you do have a passion for something, it will just come off very easy.
You talked a little bit about the process of actually being on camera, and being camera ready, and being seen by people. What's the besides that, because we already kind of talked about that, what's another takeaway you took for yourself, right? Not for anybody else, but like something that in, impacted Urmi.
It's a difficult question. It's very difficult, honestly. Honestly, every time I have to record, I just make sure that I look presentable. I think that's very important. I think it just shows how professional you are, especially when you talk about um, finance related stuff. I think when you are dealing with business, you want to make
Sure.
sure you're presentable. And I think if you use that as a personal branding, a lot of people will watch you. So you always want to make sure like you are the best version of yourself when you are recording this video, because you never know, anyone could contact you asking you to collaborate. Or if you have like, so for instance, I'm going to give you one example is I had someone from my company who is like very high on the like in the organization. He's like
Mhm.
the head of the department. He actually watched one of my videos. He did watch. I did
Wow.
not expect that. And he said that I did a very good interview. He was very surprised with the way I presented and things like that. So this is to show you that it's very important that you are presentable, that you are poised, you are professional, because a lot of people will watch you and this might open up different opportunities for you.
Long term, what do you think? What do you think after doing this for a little while? What's your long-term goal for the channel? What do you want people to get out of it?
So my long-term plan is actually to grow my audience. I do want to get a lot of subscribers. I do have a plan of monetizing it because I think it's important to monetize your passion. So that's one goal, but also I think my most important goal is I just want people to know me for who I am, for the spontaneous, friendly person that I am, and I just want them to see me as my authentic self. So I think that's really my goal. I just want people to get to know me.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to put yourself out there, and I think that I have 2 children that are essentially professional artists, and they have to release their work and put it out to the public to see it and for people to buy it. And so that's a huge, massive thing that you have to release. And I don't, being professional is awesome. I don't have a face for YouTube. So that's why that's why I do podcasts. And I can wear a hat and t-shirt and it's okay. But yeah, I think that being professional when you put yourself out there, I think it also makes you feel good too. For me, that when I dress up and I present myself well, I think I feel better about my surroundings and more confident. So I think that's a great thing. What besides your YouTube channel, what is something that's still on your bucket list or life goal list that you want to cross off? It's completely different than being a YouTube star.
Okay, so you're talking to someone who's very ambitious,
Okay.
and I do have a very long list. I'm gonna say it right now, but one that I have, which is like very short term, it's to be able to create a course. So I want to create a finance course where I talk about, simple finance topics and be able to sell it. So that's my short term goal.
For like an online course that people would take,
Exactly, an online course like those that you can sell on Udemy or Skillshare. I want to be able to do that.
And those are websites where people can go and they can subscribe and then they get all these classes available to them, kind of like masterclass. But
exactly. So people can just go there. If they're looking for a specific topic, they can just go there and buy it.
And so you want to be on finance. Why is finance so important to you?
It's because it's my passion. So I come from a finance background, and honestly, I love finance. I cannot explain it. I enjoy studying finance. I remember enjoying going to classes when I was in university. I just finished an exam and I'm already missing studying finance. I love it. I just love it. There is no way to explain it. It's just so much fun, so much dynamic. And I just have like a genuine passion for it.
Yeah, it shows in your voice and in your face. I can see you in the audience can't, but yeah, definitely it shows that's what you're passionate about, and I think that will help you definitely be more successful in doing what you're doing by creating your YouTube channel. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. Where can folks find you on the internet, your YouTube channel or other places where people find you?
So yes, I have my YouTube channel. It's called Urmi Hossain. I have my LinkedIn profile where people can find me still with my same name, Urmi Hossain. I have my blog, myways.ca, and I have an Instagram account, which is called Urma Mio.
Great. We will put all those links in the show notes so that people can just click them and go straight to them. Urmi, thank you so much for being here. I wish you all the success in the world, and I subscribe to your channel, so I hope that helps.
Thank you.
As a reminder to our listeners, in this episode's show notes, you will find links to learn more about this week's guest and information on how you can cross this item off of your list. You can follow my adventures of crossing items off of my bucket list on Instagram and Facebook, and as always, new episodes of this podcast are available to stream every Friday morning. We will meet you here next week, and until then, keep living out your